Hello, thanks for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name's Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets, your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Saturday, March 8th, NBA college basketball. We got a ton of both to get into this morning, so let's get started. Noon Eastern time gets us started in the college game. Kentucky, Missouri, one of the big games early getting us started at Columbia. Lines went from 4.5 to 5.5, total at 170.5. This game could definitely still go over, as Mizzou has been putting up a boatload of points. Yet Kentucky can also light up the lamp, so to speak, as well. But we're taking Missouri in this one, minus 2.5 first half and minus 4.5 for the game. Next game up, Marquette, St. John's. This line's also moved a little bit. St. John's wrapped up the Big East. Marquette right there. Another good quality tournament team. Just picking the home team in this particular one here. This lines went from 2.5 to 3.5. And we'll lay it with Marquette, minus 1.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. And another noon Eastern time frame. We got a buttload of these to get started. So we've got Mississippi State, Arkansas. So let's be honest here. Arkansas has been, expect a little bit more with the Calipari team. I understand first year of the program, everything like that, but this has been really inconsistent on some nights, especially shooting the ball, which is normally never their issue. But we're going to take, but Mississippi State's been in a little bit of a struggle mode as of late, so we'll take Arkansas at home. They seem to be a lot better there. Give us Arkansas money line first half and Arkansas money line for the game. Next game up, Georgia and Vanderbilt. This is a tough one for us. Vandy's been really good to us so far this season. Especially as a dog. Georgia's been fantastic at home against the number, especially against some of the better teams in the country. But we do like Georgia in this spot. Normally, like I said, Vandy as a dog has been really good to us, but this line's also moved a point in a lot of spots. Currently at about 5.5, but we do like Georgia in this spot, minus 2.5 first half and minus 4.5 for the game. And as we keep rolling through, we get to the 1 o'clock Eastern time frame games. Penn State, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin's not been as dominant as they were earlier. Definitely hit a little bit of a struggle pad. They did cover in the last game, barely. They did struggle a couple games before that, but overall pretty solid. They're probably looking at a top 4, top 5 seed, maybe a little bit better. Maybe they can sneak into 3 if they have a really good Big Ten championship weekend as well. This line's actually went down a point from where we got it. It was 11.5, now 10.5 for a lot of spots. 153.5 total. Give us, we'll still ride it with Wisconsin here. Minus 6 in the first half and minus 11.5 for the game. Next game up at 1:30 Eastern time. Iowa State goes to K-State. K-State's been a little bit of a bugaboo at home. Iowa State, as dominant as they were at the start of the season, they've definitely hit a little bit of a skid here as we wrap up part of the Big 12 season here. Iowa State favored by 6.5 on the road. It's way too many points. We thought we got it at 7.5. I still think K-State's got a great chance to win this game outright. Give us K-State plus 4 in the first half, plus 7.5 for the game. Next game up for us, and we skipped that South Carolina-Tennessee game. Really want to play that one, but I just had a feeling Tennessee with that big a number, they cannot seem to ever cover that kind of number, and you can't bet South Carolina there. In that spot, let's see. All right. 12:30 out here in Phoenix, 3:30 or 2:30 Eastern time. Is this the last time before spring forward too, right? Alabama, Auburn. Auburn currently 8.5 point favorite. They open at 7.5. Total in this game, 178.5. Well, there's some big totals this weekend, right? Should see up and down. So that's the only way Alabama's got a chance to win this game if this game's played in the 90s and up. Like I said, that 178.5 total. We like Auburn in this spot. They got beat by A&M on the road. They have the SEC wrapped up already, but I think they want to get this game here against their in-state rival in Bama. So give us Auburn minus 4 in the first half, minus 7.5 for the game. As we continue to roll through the schedule, 3 o'clock Eastern time, Maryland, Northwestern. If this game was at Northwestern, we'd be looking at this game totally different. Northwestern at home tends to slow it down, control the clock. When they're on the road, things get a little bit more out of control. But we do like Maryland's favored by 10.5, 140.5 in this one. Give us Maryland minus 5.5 first half and minus 10.5 for the game. And as we scroll through this, keep rolling through the schedule, Texas A&M and LSU. This line opened up at 5.5 at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 142.5 total. So Texas A&M coming off the big win. This could be a flat spot. No question about it. We think Texas A&M is going to try to get some momentum going heading into the tournament, SEC tournament here. But they come off that huge win at home. Now on the road at LSU to finish this thing off. They're much, much better than LSU. This should be an easy roll for them. Texas A&M minus 3 first half, minus 5.5 for the game. Beware, though, this is a normal flat spot for a lot of teams. We're thinking they can overcome that, though, there. Next game up, 4:30 Eastern time, Arizona and Kansas. KU favored by 3.5 at home, 152.5 total. The way KU's kind of played, it sounds like an easy take at Arizona here. Unranked team versus ranked team, unranked team at home, favored. No, it didn't work out for Kansas in the last time we did this scenario, but I got to like Kansas in this spot. Arizona doesn't get a chance to go to Fog Island very often in Lawrence, so we'll lay the points here with Kansas. Give us Kansas minus 2 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. And as we get closer to the night games, and then we get 6 o'clock Eastern time, Florida, Ole Miss. Florida is a team I think really does have a chance to make the Final Four. Solid offensively, good defensively. Can run up and down, can slow it down a little bit, can make shots. They're favored by now 11.5 in this game against Ole Miss at home. This game, once again, is moved to points, so if you want to get on this, we like Florida in this spot. Minus 5.5 first half and minus 10.5 for the game. Clemson's 17.5 point favorite. We're going to stick away from them, even though they've been really good to us so far this season. Let's see. Then we roll up on 5:30 out here in Phoenix, 7:30 Eastern time. Duke, North Carolina. We get the Duke-UNC matchup, right? At Dean Smith Dome, 157.5 total. North Carolina getting 9.5 at home. I honestly think they might keep this game within the 9.5. What we do really like, though, is the total in this one. Give us Duke, North Carolina, over 76.5 first half, 157.5 for the game. And then we roll on to USC, UCLA. Another rivalry game here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. When we like the total in this one is once again one of those ones we're on. Excuse me. Well, 143.5. We like the over in this game here as well. I think both teams should be able to put it in the hole. Give us over 69.5 first half, 143.5 for the game. And Oklahoma and Texas. So Texas coming off a big win. They're 4.5 point favorites over Oklahoma. This game, Oklahoma at home has been really good against some of the better teams. These teams are pretty evenly matched here. Oklahoma getting 4.5 on the road. We're actually going to play the dog here, money line. We like Oklahoma money line first half. Oklahoma money line for the game. And the last college basketball game we are on is going to be Houston and Baylor at 10 o'clock Eastern time in Waco. Well, Baylor getting 4.5, 130.5 total in this thing. We like some scoring. I think this game's probably going to be in the 140s, to be really honest with you. These teams tend to, as long as Houston's not at home, they tend to smother people defensively at home. On the road, they do give up a few more points. But we like Houston, Baylor over 61.5 first half, and over 130.5 for the game. Now flipping over to the NBA, because we've got a pretty full slate there as well. We'll start at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Nets, Hornets, standalone game. Nets giving 4.5 on the road. And, that line's went up from 3.5. And to be really honest, the Hornets just seem like they're done with the season. 1-2-3 Cancun, 1-2-3 Acapulco, something to that effect. We're going to take the Nets minus 1 first quarter, 2 first half, and 3.5 for the game. No player props. Nothing really stood out in that retrospect there. Then we get into the 7 o'clock Eastern time frame games. We got Rockets. I do apologize there. We got Rockets and the Pelicans. These guys playing the second half of a back-to-back here. Rockets, we think, are going to end up sweeping this whole thing. Rockets started off a little slow in the last matchup. Still end up covering an 8-point spread here. 7.5, 8.5 on this one. Rockets minus 2 first quarter, 4 first half, 7.5 for the game. Send June again, 20-plus points, 6-plus points first quarter for him. Zion, 3-plus turnovers. Jalen Green, 3-plus threes and 4-plus threes. We'll see if Jalen gets shooting from behind the arc again. Has been struggling, not really struggling necessarily, I guess shouldn't be the word, but hasn't been putting up a lot of shots with Van Vliet out, but let's see if he gets back to shooting the ball a little bit more consistently tonight. 7:30 Eastern time, Wizards, Raptors. I'm going to save you all the trouble. Nothing in that particular game. Raptors coming off we had a lot of nice player props in that last one with Quickly. So we're going to stay away from that particular game tonight. Pacers, Hawks, also 7:30 Eastern time. Pacers laying 3 now with the Hawks. Just some player props for us in this one, all around Halliburton, basically. Give us Halliburton 20-plus points, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes, 5-plus threes, and then Trae Young for 3-plus threes as well. 8 o'clock Eastern time, Magic, Bulls. Actually, it's the Magic and the Bucks in Milwaukee. Orlando has figured out a way to lose more games lately with everybody back. Jalen Suggs obviously out for the season, but even with Banchero and Franz Wagner on the floor, they can't seem to get much going offensively, and that's where they've really struggled. Even though their defense has been solid, they just cannot seem to put the ball in the hoop. Give us the Bucks in this spot here. We're going to take the Bucks -2 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Giannis, 28-plus points, 12-plus rebounds. Paulo Banchero, 3-plus turnovers. 8:30 Eastern time. As we're skipping the Bulls and the Heat as well. But Heat coming off that back-to-back. Bulls, always a little bit tough for us. We might put a player prop or two, so do make sure you check out our Google Sheets at the end of the show. But 8:30 Eastern time, we got a couple games going on. Let's start with Lakers-Celtics. Celtics at home. They're laying 7 against the red-hot Lakers in this one. We're going to take the Lakers. I don't know if they're going to win this game outright, but I think they keep this thing close pretty much throughout. So Lakers +2 first quarter, 4 first half, 7 for the game. Luka, 29-plus points, 4-plus threes, and 5-plus threes. LeBron, 8-plus rebounds. Porzingis, who's been missing a lot of time lately, so we think maybe a little bit rusty this game, under 18.5 points. And we'll finish off with that Pistons-Warriors game. It should be a heck of a matchup as well at 8:30 Eastern time in San Fran at Golden State. Warriors laying 6.5 over the Pistons in this one. This is another one I think it's going to be a tight ball game. I think the 6.5 is too much, so give us the Pistons +2 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Cade Cunningham, most improved player in the NBA for sure this season. 25-plus points, 3-plus threes. Jalen Duren, 12-plus rebounds, as he should be the best rebounder on the floor, no questions asked. All right, we just went through a bunch of bets. How do we get a chance to take a look at all those bets? No problem at all. We've got them posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets, docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Bunch of other stuff behind it. Once you click on that link, then go to the Basketball 2024-2025 tab. Scroll down to March 8th. You'll be able to see all the bets we made, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, what book we placed them at as well. So check that out when you get some time. Do you like the content that you're seeing here and like to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your follower or subscriptions tab. Or make life simple for yourself, turn on those notifications for that channel as well. And you'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you the ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.